Welcome to Vegetarianism, the noble way of living. My name is Alan, and this is Jane.
We're so glad that you could join us today. From our kitchen in the beautiful state of Oregon, USA, we would like to share with you a recipe for a delicious orange cake.
Well, I've had the pleasure of tasting this cake before, and it is moist, fruity, and tasty, but best of all, it's vegan.
Thank you, Alan. That's a very nice compliment. You're going to have a big slice of cake when we're done.
Oh, sounds good.
How about we get started and let's introduce the ingredients. Well, Alan, the first set of ingredients are 2 3/4 cups of cake flour, 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda, 2 teaspoons of baking powder, and 1/2 teaspoon of salt.
Next, we have 1 cup of vegetable shortening, such as Smart Balance. We also have 2 cups of organic cane sugar and 3 ounces of soy milk. We also have the grated zest of 1 orange.
Finally, these are the ingredients for egg substitute. Here we have 6 ounces of liquid flax, 3 tablespoons of pumpkin puree, and this is a mixture of 1/2 teaspoon of xanthan gum in 1 ounce of hot water. For our vegan orange cake today, we're going to use a combination of flax, pumpkin puree, and also xanthan gum. Personally, I think this is a much healthier way to bake because it is cholesterol free and it is also low in calorie.
Jane, I've seen flax seeds before, but how do you make a liquid out of it?
Well, I have a secret, but I'm going to share it with you. Later on, we're going to go to the stove and we will boil the flax seeds, and then we'll strain it and it will come out like this. Well, right here, I have a pan. It's already hot. And this is the flax seeds. We have 100 grams. And the water, I already pre-measured, so it's 20 ounces. So first I'm going to pour the water into the pan. The flax seeds. And we're going to stir it a little bit. We're going to let it sit for about 4 to 5 minutes, and as soon as it boils, you wait a little bit and strain it right away through a strainer, because if you wait too long, it will solidify. Well, now the flax has been boiling for a few minutes, and I think it's ready. So we're going to pour this through a strainer, and you want to do this right away because, again, if you wait too long, it's going to solidify. Now, you don't really need to use the whole thing for this cake, but if you save the rest of it in a freezer, you can use it for another cake or 2 later on. It keeps for many, many weeks. So here it is. So I will kind of stir it a little bit, get all the liquid out. And I'm going to throw the rest away, the seeds basically. So here it is. This is the liquid flax. The texture of it is almost like egg white. It's kind of slimy, but that's why it binds all the ingredients. For the cake, you want to let it cool before you combine with the flour.
The other 2 ingredients for egg substitute are pumpkin puree and xanthan gum. Jane, could you speak a little bit more about the xanthan gum, please?
Well, my pleasure. Well, xanthan gum is a fermented sugar. It comes in a powder, and you can find this at some specialty food stores. If it is not available, then you can substitute it with vegetable gum. Xanthan gum serves as a binder and also a stabilizer. It keeps the individual ingredients from separating. To dissolve the xanthan gum, you have to mix it with hot water. So for 1/2 teaspoon of xanthan gum, you use 1 ounce of hot water. And you have to mix really fast and vigorously. And at the end, you have a paste like this. Well, Alan, are you ready to make the batter?
I'm ready.
Okay, how about this? I'm going to mix the batter, and would you help me by grating the orange?
I would love to.
Well, in making a cake, the first thing we always do is to cream the sugar with the shortening. So this is Smart Balance, by the way. So this is sugar. So I'm going to turn on the blender so it's a little noisy. Let's lock it. So the creaming process takes about 2 to 3 minutes basically. In the beginning I turn it kind of slow. On this particular blender the speed is about 2. And once you see the sugar and the shortening kind of mix together, then you can turn it faster. So the sugar and the shortening is already mixed, so you can see it's a cream like that. The next thing we do is to mix the egg substitute, and this is flax. This is pumpkin. And this is xanthan gum paste. Everything goes in here. We're going to turn on the mixer again.
I think I'm done with the orange.
That looks good.
I see that these ingredients can be used in any type of flavored cake, not just orange that we're making today.
Well, you're right, because you can use like a berry flavor, you can use banana, or any kind of fruit. So these ingredients basically for basic cake. This is what it looks like. So this is the liquid portion. It has sugar, shortening, vegetable shortening, which is Smart Balance that I use, flax, pumpkin, and xanthan gum. So it's really a very smooth mixture. The next things we're gonna add are our dry ingredients. I combine, all the salt, baking soda, baking powder, and you're gonna mix it all together. I'm gonna use the handle. Now, we're gonna put it into our creamy sugar shortening mixture. It probably takes about 4 to 5 minutes.
Okay.
Again, like I said in the beginning, you start very slow. You get the flour kind of mixed into the wet ingredients. Actually, the next thing is really the soy milk. Okay. You can use water, but I prefer soy milk because it gives the cake a little flavor, a little texture, and it kind of make it creamy. Okay, we're gonna turn it fast.
Are we ready to add the orange yet?
Yeah, can you go ahead and
I would love to.
dump it in for me? Perfect.
Okay.
And the orange zest not just give the cake the flavor, but it also make the cake orange. Can you smell the orange from the batter here?
Yes, I can.
Okay, I'm going to show you.
So this is the consistency that we're looking for.
So here it is. It's very creamy, very creamy. And it has a tinge of orange, but when you bake it, the color of orange will come out even more. So you see the orange cake, basically.